Now on CoastTV News.
A little help after a big fire. The community coming together to raise money for an elderly couple whose house burned down.
Sticky fingers, shoplifting, a problem for some Rehoboth businesses, even as the reported numbers are falling year over year.
Bypassing traffic in Millsboro, what DelDOT said tonight about this major roadwork project.
An attempted murder. Seaford police investigate after a person was airlifted to the hospital.
And waves of heavy downpours moved throughout the overnight into Thursday, and we're tracking what's going on with Debbie, and now she's going to come knocking on our door.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
And let's take a live look outside into the Ocean City area. A little bit of a gray day today. Good evening. I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
And I'm Mallory Metzner. Welcome to our news at 11. Debbie is on the move and moving closer to us. We begin tonight with Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams.
We're going to start off with a very close-up view of what's happening with Debbie, and then we're going to expand from there. First and foremost, closest to home, we have a newly issued beach hazard statement that's in effect for Accomack, Northampton, and Worcester until 8 o'clock Thursday evening for Ocean City, West Ocean City, all the way down towards Chincoteague. Now, this is talking about significant erosion, which we don't need any additional help with. It's already been problematic. Now, we have the light rain that's already pushed out of the way, and on a gale wind watch is now in effect. So we're watching out for about 35-mile-per-hour winds. And then just to our west and our north, we have flooding and flood concerns. Here's what's happening with Debbie. Debbie is still churning right now, getting ready to make landfall once again as a tropical storm, staying very strong at this particular point. And it's this side of the storm that we have to be mindful of. It's the strongest side, and it's the side that's going to be closest to us when this tracks a little bit closer to us. I'm going to go into further detail on what's going on with the storm and how it's going to affect us in a moment. Till then, back to you, Mal.
Thank you, Paul. In traffic news, people in Millsboro got answers tonight on the ongoing bypass project that aims to alleviate congestion downtown. A meeting with a DelDOT engineer was held at the town center. The bypass is expected to span 2 miles, stretching from the Route 113 and Route 20 intersection to Route 24. It includes building 4 bridges, some which will span the Millsboro Pond. Representative Richard Collins says he thinks drivers will prefer the bypass once it's built.
It's just an obvious choke point that's been there for years.
It's going to help dramatically with the local traffic that's trying to get to the new, the newer population center of Millsboro on that west side of the highway is going to be connected directly to this.
DelDOT says the project is set to be completed in late summer of 2025. It has a price tag of about $130 million.
New tonight, Governor John Carney signed 2 pieces of legislation today aimed at the mental health of young people in the state. House Bill 200 will set up a mental health service unit for high schools. The goal is to reduce the student-to-counselor ratio in schools and give students more access to mental health services. Meanwhile, House Substitute 1 for House Bill 5 will expand reimbursements for school-based behavioral health services, yet another measure that will broaden coverage. Also new at 11, the community of Delmarva coming together today to support a family whose home burned down earlier this summer. The fire happened back on June 19th at the Indian Meadows subdivision in Millsboro. It was reported as an electrical fire. Now, the good news is that nobody was hurt. The Koch family and the 2 older adults and their pet dog, all fine. But according to a GoFundMe post, they lost everything in the fire, and the home is a total loss. Today, the J.D. Shuckers on John J. Williams Highway held a fundraiser, donating 10% of their sales to the family to help with their financial needs. There's also a GoFundMe page, as we mentioned. All of this is going to go to show just the kind of people that populate our coastal communities.
It's unbelievable, the support from your neighbors. You see them once in a while. You don't get to talk to them that much, but when something like this happens, they're there to help you, and it's just fantastic.
Let's check in to see where the leaderboard stands on the 3rd day of the White Marlin Open.
Here's the big leader in the White Marlin category. This was the first White Marlin catch. The estimated prize right now, if it stands, over $4 million. And let's take a look at some of the other catches.
Lance Blakemore on the Stonecutter is leading the Blue Marlin field with an 897.5-pound haul. That would be worth more than $500,000.
The top tuna so far, caught by Rob Jones on the Blue Runner, is 220.5 pounds. That's good for a little more than $1 million.
Finally, in the dolphin category, Patrick Field and Catch 22 have the edge, a 32.5-pound fish that's estimated to be worth $124,000. Shoplifting is down in Rehoboth Beach, at least according to official police data. When you compare this year's numbers to last year's, during the busy season, they've seen a drop of around 46%. That seems like good news, but the overall trend doesn't do anything to make one business feel better, because they say for them, it's a problem.
It's very concerning because it brings our profits down terribly. But it's just part of doing business anymore, unfortunately. I'm sure places with higher end product probably get hit worse. But we have so many small things, it's very easy. So it's just unfortunate.
Rehoboth Beach police say they do have a good track record of success catching shoplifters when it's actually reported, but that doesn't always happen.
It's something you're only going to see on Coast TV. Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester unveiling her plan to grow the middle class. Coast TV's Madeline Overturf sat down one-on-one for an interview with Blunt Rochester. She's currently running for Senate as well. She says issues that face Sussex County are the same issues that face America.
I see it as families. I see it as farmers. I see it as our seniors who retire here and want to make sure that they still have Social Security and Medicare. I see it as our young people who want opportunities, whether it's on the family farm or whether it's getting access to good job training and opportunities and transportation. I see Sussex County as kind of a microcosm of our whole country.
Tomorrow at 6 p.m., tune in for our exclusive sit-down with Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester. Learn more about her plans for Delaware and the coast specifically, and how it all ties into the race for the president.
The Congresswoman mentioned farms in that last clip, and today Congresswoman Blunt Rochester and United States Senators Tom Carper and Chris Coons announced nearly $700,000 in USDA assistance for Delaware farmers. The funding will come from the Inflation Reduction Act's Discrimination Financial Assistance Program. The money will be spread out across 15 Delaware farms. 6 are current producers. The other 9 are planning to start farms. Nationwide, this program will help more than 43,000 individuals across all 50 states. With 90 days to go, both parties have their presidential tickets set. As the days whittle down, each side is spreading its message, crisscrossing the country in the same places at the same time.
Vice President Kamala Harris introducing her new running mate, Governor Tim Walz, as coach last night. Now Republicans spending the day introducing the Harris-Walz ticket their way.
In this race for the White House, the teams are set and on the same tarmac in the same state of Wisconsin. Republican vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance is on the road and the attack to define Vice President Kamala Harris's running mate, Governor Tim Walz.
What Kamala Harris is telling all of us by selecting Tim Walz is that she bends the knee to the far left of the Democrat Party.
Today at a rally in Michigan, Vance zeroed in on Walz, including the Sergeant Major's 24-year military record, his policies as governor on immigration, transgender rights, and his response to protests in his state after the death of George Floyd, all attempting to paint Walz as an extremist. Messaging former President Donald Trump is also echoing.
He's a very liberal man, and he's a shocking pick, and I'm thrilled. I could not be more thrilled.
The Harris-Walz campaign is beginning its battleground blitz, selling their ticket.
The path to the White House runs right through this state, and with your help, we will win in November.
Governor Walz, a former congressman, social studies teacher, and football coach, is energizing the base with his qualifications.
I don't need you telling me about our health care. I don't need you telling us who we love. And I sure the hell don't need you telling us what books we're going to read.
Yet polling shows 71% of Americans don't know him, meaning both parties have work to do. So do voters.
After doing my research, it seems like he's overall the strongest candidate that we need.
I don't really know anything about him. I'm for the other party.
We're super stoked about Kamala and Walz. We're excited for our future.
A future fast approaching. In Washington, Tracy Wilkins, NBC News.
Today, Vance attacked Walz's military record, saying he did not deploy to Iraq. The Harris camp firing back, noting Walz's 24 years of military service, time in Congress where he chaired Veterans Affairs, and calling him a, quote, tireless advocate for our men and women in uniform.
We are just getting going this evening.
That's right, rocking the docks, or in this case, the bar where this popular weekly concert series was moved due to the weather, how people still made fun at the event.
And what may not be so much fun is all the rain, because we're looking at it continue to move right along the entire East Coast. And in addition to that, Debbie's not only bothering the folks in Carolina, now she's coming to knock on our door as well. I'll explain all of it in a full detailed segment coming up in just 60 seconds, so don't go anywhere.
Got a plumbing problem that can't wait? Then why would you? At FH Fur, we know how frustrating it is to be stuck waiting for help, which is why we offer same-day service guaranteed. Whether it's a leaky faucet, a clogged drain, a broken pipe, you name it, the expert plumbers at FH Fur are standing by and ready to get you out of hot water, or maybe into some hot water if that's your issue. Same-day service guaranteed, regardless of your plumbing predicament.
877-CALL-FUR, FHFur.com.
Hi, I'm Joel Wharton, Sussex County farmer. Don't wait until after harvest to plant your cover crops. Consider broadcasting or interseeding cover crops into your standing cash crop. Early establishment provides more growth potential and more soil armor over winter. It also saves time because after harvest, the cover crop is already growing and protecting the soil, cycling nutrients, and preventing erosion. To learn more about the benefits and ways to establish cover crops early, contact the Sussex Conservation District because every acre counts.
Bottom line is, we've been talking about Debbie. Now Debbie is starting to inch, figuratively speaking, closer and closer to us. As we go into Thursday and Friday, we're on a yellow alert day for Thursday, a red alert day for Friday. And it's the transition between the 2 days where it's probably going to be the worst. Our Boardwalk Plaza camera in Rehoboth, we're in the upper 60s, and we're going to stay in the upper 60s to low 70s for the rest of the night, with some scattered showers really begin to kick back in by 3 o'clock. Right now, it's a bit of a lull in the rain. The temperature's in the 70s, 71 Milton, 67 in Lewis and in Rehoboth at this present time. So you see the headlines of this. We have a stalled stationary front to our north with scattered downpours, but it's breaking up for right now. We're watching out for Tropical Storm Debbie. She's going to be getting a little bit closer to us, bringing with it heavy rain, and the rain is trending more to the west, and the latest run is still trending that way. It's an interesting situation because there's a lot of uncertainty connected with this particular system, but the weekend is looking drier and drier as we get closer to the weekend. So think of it this way. We may have to deal with Debbie for now, but maybe our weekend will be salvaged. Let's start with the work, okay? Beach hazard statement for Accomack, Northampton, and Worcester. We have scattered showers still dancing around this part of the Delmarva Peninsula, and we're concerned about additional erosion connected to not only the rain, but possible wind. Speaking of the wind, gale wind watch has been reinitiated along the Sussex County coast until 6 o'clock Saturday. That means we're watching out for 35-mile-per-hour winds, but not just there, throughout the Chesapeake Bay area as well. And when you get a wider view of this, you can see the spin that's connected with Debbie and all of the tropical storm warnings and watches in red and yellow that you see along the Carolina coast, both South Carolina and North Carolina. And it's this eastern side here that's the most dangerous side, where we have the best potential of possible tornadoes, and that's the side that's going to be closest to us. Debbie's moving to the north-northwest, 3 miles per hour, with winds at 60 miles per hour and occasional gusts at 70. The pressure at 994 millibars. Now, we're swinging out even farther to the west of us, okay? Even though this is the most dangerous side of it, it's swinging farther away from us, which means we're going to escape the possible full brunt of that. I mean, we're only in the marginal area of concern for right now, so that helps. But with rainfall totals, we've had over 2.5 inches in Ellendale and close to a 1.5 inches or more of Greenville, all the way up towards Frederica. Now, this is what we had for today. Tomorrow, we're looking at, here's where we are in the green, yellow just to our west, and we're still in the green for Friday, which is helpful because that means that our potential of rain will stay at least in the reasonable range with 1 inch more. And as you take a look at a wider view, we see 1.5 inches central part of the county, close to 2 inches on the western side of the county. And even as you take a look at the waves, say the Thursday wave is looking pretty steadily, and going into Friday, it looks like it's going to be favorable for it to break up a little bit. All right, for tonight, 71, tomorrow, 79 with rain, Friday, 83 with some rain. Finally, here's a look at your extended forecast. Now, Tropical Storm Debbie is set to slam to the U.S. coast for the second time since it hit tropical storm status 4 days ago. The slow-moving storm is forecasted to dump prolific amounts of rain and bring life-threatening flooding as it heads up the East Coast. Brian Abel is in South Carolina, where Debbie's power has already been clearly seen.
Tropical Storm Debbie targeting the U.S. coast once again overnight. The South Carolina governor comparing Debbie to a 3-act play. The first act saw heavy rainfall as the storm moved from its Florida landfall Monday and parked along the coast, bringing bands of immense moisture. The second act is imminent as Debbie curls back around, set to smack straight into South Carolina.
This is not nearly over. We're just in the second phase of this right now.
The third act, potential catastrophic flooding as waterways fill with stormwater.
The rain that falls will go into the rivers, and then also the rain that falls into North Carolina, which will be considerable, will take some time to work its way down into the state, and that's why we don't expect those rivers to crest probably until the middle of next week.
Major flooding is an issue that parts of Georgia are now facing after dams burst near Savannah. Residents elsewhere are seeing animals out of place, like this alligator swimming in a flooded Charleston backyard. And some are working through power problems.
Obviously, there's no power, so refrigeration's been a big issue, but we're trying to make it work.
Meanwhile, a family in Georgia thankful to be alive after a tree came crashing through their home.
It just was real scary, and I jumped up, and first thing I did was check on my kids.
Over 700 FEMA members and federal partners are now stationed in the southeast as a slow-moving storm could bring life-threatening hazards again.
Due to all of the off and on rain and heavy showers we had here today, a weekly summer concert series had to be moved indoors. Rocking the Docks normally rocks the docks at the Lewis Ferry Terminal. Organizers planned ahead and got tonight's performances moved to the Coastal Tap Room in Rehoboth Beach. The bar was packed with Oh He Dead opening up for The Dip. I was back as the event MC. Still ahead, a swift response to an alleged terror plot. What investigators are confirming about the attack plans targeting Taylor Swift concerts in Austria.
Your child deserves the best. When your child is sick, every moment counts. And the team at Tidal Health Pediatrics understands the urgency of such situations. Whether it's a sudden fever, a troubling cough, or another pediatric ailment, your child will be seen when they need it most. Schedule your child's appointment now at tidalhealth.org/findapediatrician or call 410-912-5785 because your child's health is our top priority. Tidal Health Pediatrics, compassionate care when you need it most.
So I'm going to college. I am looking into pediatric therapy.
Majoring in cybersecurity.
Every patient is unique.
So every patient gets a unique treatment plan.
I'm not a cookie cutter person.
Tillman Orthodontics has every option, including braces and Smiles Correct.
Tillman Orthodontics made a plan just for me. We might start you with braces and finish with custom clear aligners.
Now the real meat can shine through.
Ready for whatever the future may hold.
Bring it.
Call Tillman Orthodontics for your free consultation.
The American black duck is an iconic species well known throughout the Delmarva Peninsula. Although the population is currently stable, they're well below their population goals and they're considered a species of concern. The USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service looks to increase and restore black duck habitat throughout the Delmarva Peninsula.
I utilize the Working Lands for Wildlife program to help transform a low-lying wet area into waterfowl habitat.
To learn more about the Working Lands for Wildlife program, contact your local USDA Service Center.
If you have a mosquito problem in your yard, call the professionals at Bennett Termite.
At Bennett Termite, we use vehicle-mounted power rigs versus backpacks. The Bennett Termite difference is to effectively eradicate your mosquito problem with better application and more coverage. How? Bennett Termite technicians use quality equipment and the proper amount of treatment for your entire yard. Trust the company that is there for you.
Remember, Delmarva, quality isn't expensive, it's priceless.
Coast TV First Alert Weather. Your safety, our commitment. This is Coast TV News at 11.
New tonight in Seaford, police are investigating an attempted murder. Tuesday, cops were called to the 300 block of Planters Drive. When they got there, they could hear a struggle taking place inside the home. Somehow the victim was able to slip out of the house, but was seriously injured and had to be airlifted to an area hospital. The suspect in this attack, 38-year-old Jeremy Powell of Seaford, who tried to barricade himself inside the home but ultimately was arrested. He's being charged with attempted murder in the first degree, possession of a deadly weapon, and was committed to the Department of Corrections on a $1.1 million cash deal.
An alleged terror plot targeting Taylor Swift concerts in Austria has reportedly been foiled. The 3 Swift concerts in Vienna have now been canceled by the promoter. 2 suspected extremists were arrested. Officials in Austria said the main suspect is a 19-year-old Austrian citizen. They believed he had pledged an oath of allegiance to ISIS. Authorities said the chemical substances found on him have investigators working to determine if they could have been used to build a bomb. Investigators confirmed that they had detailed plans on how to carry out an attack. The concert promoter said ticket holders will get automatic refunds.
Coming up in sports, day 2 of the Ocean City Lacrosse Classic rolled on at Northside Park. We've got highlights from our DSN crew.
And wind turbine showdown. Ocean City takes a stand against offshore wind, evaluating their legal options to stop a project they don't want to see built off their coastline.
Here's a look at your golf forecast. Listen, we're going to just basically say forget about it. Hey, forget about it. Because occasional heavy downpours will make it impossible to go out there for the front or the back nine.
We salute Leon T. Baker. Leon was a distinguished World War II veteran who played a crucial role in 5 major battle campaigns, including the Normandy invasion and the Battle of the Bulge. His bravery in combat where he was wounded exemplifies the courage and sacrifice of our military heroes. After the war, Leon, alongside his brother Vernon, channeled his industrious spirit into co-founding Baker's Hardware, contributing to his community in a new, meaningful way. We honor Leon T. Baker for his service in defense of freedom and his lasting impact both on the battlefield and at home.
Spicer Brothers and CoastTV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a CoastTV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
Get to the car store now for the Summer Savings Sales Event. Choose from an awesome selection of quality pre-owned cars and trucks priced to move with best in market pricing and backed by the Car Store Certified Advantage. The Summer Savings Sales Event going on now. TheCarStoreOnline.com.
Rural communities are on the front lines of a changing climate. Farmers can implement climate-smart practices that improve soil health, nutrient management, and energy efficiency. These practices improve our profitability, resiliency, and help to open new markets.
We know voluntary conservation works and are committed to working with farmers and forest landowners to leverage resources to increase climate resiliency through conservation practices. To learn more about climate-smart practices, scan this QR code to find your local USDA service center.
Coastal Comfort knows there's no place like home. It's where we can be totally comfortable. Totally comfortable being ourselves, making a mess, making improvements, making strides, making memories with those we love. Totally. Big or small, at the beach, or on the farm, all along the Eastern Shore. It's home, and Coastal Comfort is always here to keep you totally comfortable.
Coastal Comfort, a Carrier Factory authorized dealer serving Maryland and Delaware.
Carrier, turn to the experts.
So here's my back to school haul. Backpack from Cali, kicks from Luz, accessories by me, and new fast internet from Extreme. Our basic internet was not going to cut it. See you in class.
Go back to school with best in fast internet and Wi-Fi from Extreme. Save on speed from 250 meg up to 1 gig, including whole home Wi-Fi with advanced online security and parental controls. Packages start at $19.99 a month for a year. Call 844-EXTREME2 for details.
At the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division, like myself in flooring, to ensure you get the best product to fit your needs and that your selection fits seamlessly with every element of your project.
They worked with me, gave me different options, kept within that budget, completed it on time. Delmarva Design Center was awesome.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
Beat the summertime blues in a truck from the truck store. Heavy-duty diesels, compact trucks, and capable 4x4 crew cabs. You'll find the right truck at the right price right now. Make this a summer to remember. MyTruckStoreOnline.com.
The Bureau of Ocean Energy Management, also called BOEM, is currently reviewing the U.S. wind project for off the shore of Ocean City. They're checking to see if the project is environmentally damaging or not.
Although BOEM has yet to release their right to decision statement, Ocean City Mayor Rick Meehan believes they've already made up their minds.
Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zapay shows us why that is and what the town's plan is.
Visitors and locals hang by the beach to take in the views of the ocean. The Ocean City Beach is one of the many reasons tourists come every year. But soon, vacationers may be seeing wind turbines in the distance, something Ocean City Mayor Rick Meehan is trying to stop.
This totally industrializes the horizon off the coast of Ocean City. They will be visible. The sunrise will never be the same.
U.S. Wind has been planning to add wind turbines 10.7 miles away from the Ocean City boardwalk. And as of right now, the Bureau of Energy Management, or BOEM, are determining if this project would cause any environmental damage. But after talking to Dave Wilson, who is the Maryland Development Manager for U.S. Wind, he says no animal will be in danger.
We don't have a permit to hurt any marine mammals. We do not have any legal ability to hurt or harm any marine mammals in any way. And so, given all the good science, especially from all the decades in Europe, we don't feel that that would happen, and there's certainly no science to support that.
However, Mayor Meehan believes BOEM is not taking the town's concerns seriously, and believes BOEM will greenlight the U.S. wind project, and the town is ready to respond if that outcome becomes a reality.
We're basically suing on basis on the final the report and their opinion, and what they're stating as the reasons for their approval.
One main issue for the town is the visual aspect of the turbines, which Meehan believes will cause fewer tourists and less money coming into Ocean City. The mayor also believes these turbines would cause problems for the environment and anglers. But in a previous statement from BOEM, they say the project would have minimal impacts on marine life and birds. The Ocean City Council has already hired a law firm and is prepared to sue BOEM if it doesn't go their way. I'm Kevin Zapay in Ocean City, Coast TV News.
In Olympics news, Team USA still has the most gold medals. We're up to 27, and we keep the lead for overall medal count with a total of 94. The next round of top countries are Great Britain, Australia, and Japan, followed by South Korea, Italy, and the Netherlands. They're holding on to their spots in the top 9.
If you've been following along, we've reached the final round in finding out Delmarva's favorite summer game.
And our viewers have been casting their votes these past couple of days, and we've made it to the final 2 favorite games.
We have, and twice in the last little while. We were 50-50 on this thing, and we are pretty close yet again.
It looks like 55% to 45%. It's staying about an even split. It's only fluctuating a few percentage points here and there.
But like I said, we were dead even twice today at 50%. I was shocked by that. If you want to go vote right now, CoastTV.com. It's a great opportunity.
The Olympic Zone continues tomorrow night on Coast TV. This is a show that features a daily summary, showcase, and behind-the-scenes fanfare of the Paris Olympic Games. All of this is happening at 7:30 p.m. Mondays through Saturdays right here during the Games.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
There were waves of action in Ocean City, Maryland earlier today. While fish were being snagged at the White Marlin Open on one end, varsity men's lacrosse was being played on the other. And we've got highlights between a Delaware squad as Life Med and a Maryland group as MDLL select. The Ocean City Lacrosse Classic underway and taking over the shore. Starting us off for Life Med, it's Ty Mackert taking a huge rip from the outside. The goalie left awestruck between the pipes. Later on, Will Altman of CR getting fancy against MDLL. The jumping shot, beautifully done for Life Med, and they kept the pressure on. Mackert delivering another shot, this one right on the doorstep. The boys in blue go up 3-0. Mackert would continue to dazzle on offense, wrangles in the ground ball, whips an underhand shot onto the goal. The attack out of Milford showing some promise in the summer. Life Med would start to run away with it. Grant Conway with the crafty behind the back goal. 5-0 now as MDLL struggles to answer back. More acrobatics around the circle. Marshall spins off his defender, leaps and scores, but MDLL wouldn't let every shot pass them today. Seth Van Gossen able to get his head in front of that one, but in the end, LifeMed would go on to win this game by a final of 14-0. A fantastic effort this afternoon. Remember to follow along for all our coverage on DSN. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night, everyone.
A rescue story with a twist. We'll introduce you to an adoptable animal named after a natural disaster when CoastTV News at 11 returns.
The UV Index Weather Report is sponsored by Ocean City Tourism. Somewhere to smile about.
The bold, creamy smoothness of Hardee's new cold brew coffee with the made-from-scratch goodness of Hardee's famous breakfast. A delicious new way to power your morning. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
I'm Mark Stevens from Hartley, Delaware, and I utilize the USDA's Wetland Reserve Easement Program to improve wildlife habitat for deer, waterfowl, and other wildlife while improving water quality. If you have at least 10 acres of woods or wet unproductive cropland, you may be eligible for compensation to restore and protect the wetlands on your property. To learn more about the Wetland Reserve Easement Program, contact your local USDA Service Center.
Attention everyone, Delaware Tech is open for enrollment.
Hey man, I'm right here. Not necessary.
My bad.
You could be well on your way to a satisfying career as a nurse, an educator, or even a histotechnician.
And all of this is tuition free thanks to the SEED Scholarship Program. So you can spend your hard-earned money elsewhere. The only thing left to do is enroll today.
When Roe v. Wade fell, we all got mad. Matt Meyer got to work, helping the First Aid Abortion Fund get up and running so women can get reproductive care here in Delaware. Matt went to work protecting kids from gun violence too, reducing shootings almost 50%. As Matt's wife, I'm incredibly proud. As an emergency room doctor, I see the difference he's making. Matt will be a great governor because he doesn't just talk, he's walking the walk.
Transform your bath today with Baths by Spicer Brothers.
Call now and ask about our Refresh for Less promotion and get a new bath or shower for only $69.95. Plus, get 20% off all upgrades.
Imagine stepping into a beautifully renovated bath designed by our experts and installed by our certified professionals.
This offer is hotter than a sauna and won't last forever. So don't miss out on our Refresh for Less promotion for just $69.95 with 20% off all upgrades.
Before you sign, keep Baths by Spicer Brothers in mind because you deserve the best.
The greatest meal deal for your buck? Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with your choice of 2 full-size favorites, plus fries and a drink. All for just $6.99. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
A cat named Twister survived a deadly EF4 Greenfield, Iowa tornado in May and is now ready for a new home. And Paul is staring me down for this story. Twister, a tuxedo cat, is one of the many animals who were taken in by A. Hines 57 Pet Rescue after the tornado tore through town. And Charlie and I really just wanted to share this story to Paul. The pet rescue staff believes Twister was a stray before the tornado. After several weeks of rehabilitation and lots of love, he's ready to find a forever home.
First, I'm happy the cat is okay. Secondly, the inside joke is I'm a dog guy. They have cats. End of discussion. All right, so our beach hazard statement is still active, watching out for some possible deterioration that could happen there. And we have a gale wind watch. This is actually different than a small craft advisory because we're talking about 35-mile-per-hour winds here. Our umbrella giveaway winner is actually Anthony Bacino of Millsboro. Congratulations. Ocean City sponsoring our UV index numbers. We're at a 4 for Thursday, Friday at a 6, but then we go back up with sunshine over the weekend. That's a good sign that the weekend's looking better, by the way. Here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. Exclusive 10-day forecast. We have a yellow day on Thursday and a red day for Friday, mainly Friday morning, Charlie.
You know, I really thought that the Weather Cat crossover was going to get Paul there.
Me too.
Thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
More coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics is up next. We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.